welcome. Hey, hi everybody. Welcome to another segment with Dave and myself. And today we're going to make a ginger elixir. Ginger. You know, dandy is crack. Dandy is what is it? Brandy is dandy and ginger is quicker, or something like that. Anyhow, what we're going to do, we're going to make a ginger elixir because a lot of your moms have children. And ginger is probably one of the most universal things you can give anybody for almost anything, from flu viruses, upset stomach, sugar regulation, diarrhea, heart regulation, pain. It's sex. For those of you guys who are too tired to poop to pop, all a woman has to do is take some ginger, rub your kidneys for about 5 minutes, and you should be up and standing and saying, hello, how are you? Let's get acquainted. Okay, so we're going to show you how to do this. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to get some honey, unpasteurized honey. Okay, you get this straight from the farm. Okay, like I said, in Canada, I'm fortunate enough to have access to honey from a farm. So what we're going to do, we're going to use this method here. We could use the other one too, but I decided to go this way.
Which, you're talking about the jar method?
Yeah, the jar method, or the extraction method. What we're going to do first, we're going to give it about half to a quarter, whatever you want. You have to allow, like I said, no wonder I'm not 10 times bigger. You have to allow for expansion, okay? Because if you don't allow for expansion, then you're going to have stuff coming out all over the place. Now, what we're going to do first, we're going to heat the honey up and get it heated, because then when we start putting these other things in there, we'll break it down a lot faster because the honey is more liquefied. So we're going to put in, we've done it. So those of you who didn't watch the other videos, I'm going to get you sort of a Coles Notes version. Take an old jar, tape it up, counter thread it. Don't thread it the same way, counter thread it. On the inside of the blade here, you're going to put a piece of tape like a T or a cross. And you're going to perforate it inside this thing here. This will keep stuff from sealing or leaking out. Watch, I said.
You're saying to perforate it through that?
Yeah.
Yeah, perforate that bottom tape there through that.
Through the top of the button. There we go. So now, put it in. Because you're on. Oh, you know how to work this thing. Oh, they're high. Oh, yeah, turn it on. All right. Okay. So as you can see, the honey's getting whipped up. Let it run for a minute. And you'll hear the blender pick up speed. You can see it went up a little bit too, as it's being whipped. You can tell when the honey's warmed up, it's by putting your hand on the side here, and you can feel the temperature. Meanwhile, feel your ginger. What we do is we can chop up in smaller chunks. Now, see how fluid it is? Now, be careful when you open it. She will be warm. Sometimes because of the pressure, sometimes the stuff will squirt out and it can burn you, so be careful. Now, let's just show you. Look, she's a flowing like a river.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
We're gonna load her up into small chunks now. What we may do is we may do it a little at a time. Just to get the blender. You can already smell the ginger activated with the honey. Now. Pretty quick. You can already smell it. Let Dave smell it, so you can validate that it smells like ginger.
Yep. Honey and ginger, yeah.
Honey and ginger, but
Smells
this will get butt kicking strong. I mean, this can get so strong that when you take it, it'll give you a rush, a huge rush. Try that. Shake it up a bit. Ready. The last little bit in. Oh, this is amazing.
How much ginger would you say you've already added?
About a piece like that.
Piece like that?
Yeah. Now again, tweak it. Tweak it, tweak it. You can add more, you can add less. You can do it in a regular blender, you can do it in a Vitamix. I'm just showing you one way of doing it. It's not the only way, it's not the end all be all, okay? So this is just one way of doing it. We're going to give it a bit of a shake. Now after that, just let it run for about 10 minutes. So we're going to take a pause with the tape, and 10 minutes from now we will come back and you'll see the result. Alright, we're back. Can't hear a thing anymore, I'm deaf. Anyway, now, Dave made a comment during the break. He says, will this thing be solidified? No, it won't. Now, take it and pour it through your handy dandy funnel. She's a hot one. You can smell that ginger from a mile away.
Yeah, it smells nice.
Now, anybody who's suffering pain, one of the best painkillers on the planet, okay? Those guys, you guys are buying all this, you know, stick 'em up, flag waving products, just boost testosterone. Save your money. Spending $50 for a pill that's supposed to get you up, this will do it. It's also some nitric oxide production. For those of you who are low in energy, it's an energizer. Ginger has a lot of similar healing properties or adaptogenic properties as ginseng in a lot of different ways. It does help regulate cholesterol. It does help regulate sugar in the body. Excuse me, in the body. It does have a wake-up effect. If you are having poor circulation, especially in the lower extremities. Some of you older people, you know, you worked your asses off all your life, you've worked hard, you've been beat on, yelled at, screamed at because you guys are laborers, And you need to get something done, and you have to, and you just beat your body up. Truck drivers, especially you truck drivers, I'm an ex-truck driver, so I can relate to this. Your hips are sore, your arse is sore, your knees are sore, your ankles are sore. Okay, this can be a godsend. Those of you who are driving for a living, put a little of this in your coffee if you want. It'll perk you up. Now, Dave and I are going to try this. Now, Dave, here, big thud, that's Dave on the other side of the camera.
Well, they'll see the camera drop.
I'll catch it. Okay, this will be a little gritty. Okay, if you leave it sit, what will happen is the grit will separate. Okay, it will separate over time, which is okay, because then you'll have the liquefied honey and the bottom will be all ginger, which is okay. It's not going to go bad. Okay, and this is a table raising event, I got to tell you. Some people don't know what that means, and some people do. I'll leave it go at that.
I was concentrating on the video, so I don't even know what you said.
Well, yesterday we were worried about being shook up, and today we're raising tables. All right, there you go. Salute.
Cheers.
Oh, it's good, but she's got a bite. Ooh.
That's strong.
Yeah. This, oh.
We should record some hair growing on your chest, Tony.
Yeah,
some of these times, yeah.
Bing. Woo! It will clear you up. If you got something going on here, it's done.
Yeah, for me it's the back of the throat for sure.
Yeah.
It's good though, like the honey really eases it.
Yeah. The honey acts as a lubricant or a coating. So if you got something going on in the esophagus, some of you are having yeast or candida issues in the esophagus, pylori bacteria, that'll get rid of it. That'll beat the heck out of it. Now, having said this, I got to tell you something. We are not, today's herbalists and naturopaths, homeopaths, naturalists, complementary people with medicine, have to look at the alternatives from a totally different angle today. Because today we're dealing with genetically engineered pathogens. Years ago I could give you red clover back 50 years ago to kill cancer and it would work. Today it doesn't. Today I have to give you 4 or 5 different things, change your diet, and tell you and watch what you're doing. Watch what you're exposed to. Because of the level of mutation that these genetics have created. Okay? So those of you who are out there practicing, you may be finding that some of them old-fashioned remedial things don't work as well. Some do. If you go back about 100, 150 years, you'll find like turpentine, iodine, silver work. They still work. The trouble is now with colloidal silver, you got to be above 70 parts, or else these things can feed on anything less than 70 parts per million. So, and your Lugos iodine, well, the United States and Canada, they lowered the strength of Lugos for 2%. Well, what's 2%? You buy 2%, it doesn't work. You say, oh, this stuff doesn't work. You have to have 5 to 7%. This is why I showed you how to make your own iodine, or get a super saturated iodine that you can make yourself. So we have things today that will still work, but today we have to look at things like nanoparticles, polymers, biofilm, that are genetically enhanced. A lot of foods today are carrying these things. Okay, your grains, all your grains are carrying these things. All your soy's carrying this crap. Your genetics are carrying this crap. You have to remember when we plant these things just don't stay here. They spread all over. Okay, and they change the soil and they change everything. So, having said this, for some of you, this may be all you need. For some of you, you're going to need this and maybe some vitamins. Maybe you might need a homeopathic. Maybe you might need an essential oil, a variety of different things, a variety of different combinations, because you may be been hit with a specific mutated strand of what's going on. I was watching some videos on Candida. One guy I watched, he was pretty good actually. There was a woman that made some stupid comments about fat causing Candida. I couldn't believe how dumb this person was, about as dumb as a bag of bones. The other guy made a comment which was really, really interesting. I forgot his name. He believes in fruit and stuff. I wasn't quite agreeing with everything he's saying either, but he made a really good, valid point. Candida only shows up because you have pathogenic material inside the body. Doesn't matter if it's fat-based or sugar-based, or metal-based. Now, majority of you have nanoparticles inside you. You don't even know it. You're eating nanoparticles. If you're chewing gum or eating anything with white in it, you are eating some form of nanoparticle, titanium dioxide. And that's not the only nanoparticle they're putting in there, nanometal, I should say. You're being exposed to nanoparticles in the sky, chemtrails, okay? You're being exposed to nanoparticles in the genetics. So keep in mind that these things can help, but you've got to strip that out. Now I'm going to show you another segment with turpentine, how to kill candida, how to get rid of it. You can't get rid of it, you can get rid of the parasites with turpentine, but you still have to watch what you're putting inside of you, and it's not going to be a quick fix overnight, bing, bang, boom, because of the level of genetics and mutation of these things. These things have been created to withstand more. They weren't, and it wasn't done in nature. God isn't that cruel to humanity. Okay? God doesn't do this. God has balanced everything in this life. There's balance to everything. And everything in this life has a balance and a countermeasure. What has been done in the lab. And has been done by something inhuman. Okay. So anyway, to that point, okay, I want to talk about ginger real quick. All right. Just give you some of the things dangerous studies have found. It's very, very good for inflammation. Excellent for nausea. If you've been poisoned with something, ginger and galangal go in here and take the poison out of the colon, out of the system. Okay. It can block the P450 enzyme in the colon, so whatever you take with it, be careful because it can amplify it. So if you want to take B vitamins or some other supplements with it, it will make it more effective, more absorbed. It's very anti-inflammatory, especially for rheumatoid arthritis. It's good for respiratory infections, for gas and indigestion, circulation. It's a mood enhancer because of I believe the B3 in it. There's vitamin B3 which produces NADH in the brain. It has a natural appetite suppressant. Okay, it helps maintain healthy blood sugars. It regulates cholesterol. Has a very antioxidants. It has over 480 antioxidants, ginger. And they still don't know how they all work. Okay, it can balance mood, improves mental concentration and focus because of circulation. Instead of buying ginkgo and spending all this money on ginkgo, ginger will do the same thing. Same thing. Let's see here. It's a blood thinner, has blood thinning properties. There's something else I want to point out to you. Oh yeah, it also fights cancer. Let's see what it is. It has the gallanols A and B are potent apoptosis inducers. In other words, it can kill tumors in lymphoma. It can help again in breaking down fat oxidation. Let's see what else. Yep. Also can protect from gamma ray radiation. So it does have a lot of healing properties to it. Okay, and it's simple and it's cheap. You can even grow it. Where did I put it? In here. Aha! When you see ginger starting to pop up, like put it in the ground. It'll grow underground, and what I'll do. Oops, sorry.
Let's see that.
Okay.
That just grows. Oh, I see. It's just a green
it's like
growing out of the ginger.
It's rooty, yeah.
Ah.
So okay, it'll go in the ground, and it'll start to spread, and it'll start bringing up plants. And initially, what you'll see is the leaves will form on one side like a ladder, and then they'll form on the other side. Okay, this is something everybody should be growing. Okay, this is something everybody should be growing either in a pot, in a garden, aquaponic, hydroponic, bale garden, pot garden, whatever. Okay, something everybody should have. As I mentioned earlier, you know, Dave and I were talking. There are a lot of different Asian markets out there. Okay, so there's Korean Asian markets, Japanese Asian markets, Vietnamese Asian markets, Cambodian Asian markets, Chinese Asian markets. They have a lot of similarities, but they have some differences. And I would encourage you to investigate them. You'd be surprised what you're going to find those. But they're amazing places. They really are. Some of the herbs are amazing. Some of you have these just bias about Chinese food being this and that and whatnot. And I understand where you're coming from. But you have to understand that in the United States and Canada, we do not label GMOs. So whatever negative thing you're hearing about China might be scaring you to go buy a genetically engineered food that really is more dangerous than anything you're going to eat from China. Now I'm pointing this out to you because And I'm not saying that the Chinese are without blemish or without blame. I'm just saying that don't get caught up in this insanity. Okay? Read your labels. I keep telling you to read your labels. I have been using stuff from the Chinese markets, Vietnamese markets, and Korean markets, and Japanese markets for years, and I'm still here. Okay? I get their duck. Their duck is awesome. So I get their duck, their Peking duck. It's really good stuff. You should try it. Now, some of you may not want to venture there. That's fine. That is your call. Okay? All I'm saying is, do not allow media rhetoric to create whatever. Okay? And just paranoia. We have genetically engineered foods in Canada, United States, which and I'm encouraging you again to make sure you stockpile food. Things like tuna without soy, no vegetable broth, no vegetable oil, corned beef, powdered milk. You get unpasteurized milk good, powdered eggs, potato without any soy or any additive to it, dried potato, canned potato with calcium chloride, canned chicken without nothing in it but chicken, maybe sodium phosphate. These are things you want to have. These are things you want to stockpile. Canned milk. If and when it hits, the food prices are going to super escalate, and you will be caught with your knickers down if you're not paying attention. But be aware of this and be on your guard. All right, you got the value of ginger. You can use it for a variety of things. You can use it for, again, boosting your health, boosting your energy, protecting your body, increasing circulation, breaking down blood clots, regulating cholesterol, even for sex. For those of you who still know what that is without, having one-on-one with, two human beings getting together, making contact, not, phone sex or text sex or email sex or whatever sex you guys call today. That works for that. Doesn't work for the other stuff, though. No, that's something else. Okay, so until the next, till the next segment, to your health.